Hi everybody, this is Prepper Sagittarius Woman. I'm with my sidekick, Lizzie Prepper. So today we'll be talking a brief thing about what are you going to do with, are you going to prep for other people um, if they haven't, or what are you going to do if someone comes to knocking on your door? Are you going to let them in or not? So what are you going to do? Say this is a scenario. Somebody comes and they need something, they haven't prepped. Are you going to help out? Are you going to give them food? They knock on the door and they say, please, I need something, say a hurricane just happened and they need food or water or anything. Are you going to give them something? And I would think, you have to think of what you have and how much stuff you have. And because you take it out of the hands of the people you're prepping for, either a small group or yourself or 2 people, 4 people or 8, 10, 12 or whatever. Are you going to give them the food, water, or stuff? A lot of people don't think about that, what you're going to do if a disaster happens. Are you going to give them the stuff, or are you going to say no? Some people might think you're being cold-hearted if you say no, but you have to think of, if they would have prepped, they would have been in this situation of wanting your stuff, and if you do give it back, then they'll come back again and ask for more handout, and then again they might bring somebody else, and then you might have overrun of people coming and you'll be up the creek. And sometimes I'm gonna swear. So Schitt's Creek, you'll be up Schitt's Creek with people knocking on the door, and then you'll have a mob, and you don't want it to be like, where people are knocking down your door and stealing your stuff and you end up hurt or someone ends up dead, because you don't want that to happen, because then they have, a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but you have to be realistic, because people will do drastic things in drastic times, I personally, I don't think I would share my stuff. People, like I said, people might think, being a bitch or something, but I'm not. I'm prepping for people who I know, and, with all these hurricanes that are happening, people are running to the store and they're acting crazy, and everything, they get food, water, paper towels, all the stuff ends up gone, and a lot of people, wish they had have gone, another thing is planning ahead, a lot of people don't plan ahead. They always say, always have at least 72 hours worth of food. I think you should have more. That's my opinion. Do what you want. And the fellow preppers will do the same thing. They'll always have more food than that, for prepping in case there's a natural disaster. Because where I'm from in Massachusetts, we get a lot of hurricanes, but we're not like what happened in Louisiana right now. They're having, they're hitting into, it's getting kind of dark where I am in Massachusetts, but we're going to get rain the rest of the week, and it's good to have extra, batteries in case the power goes out. Luckily, we haven't had any storms, because the anniversary of Katrina came in the 90s. I think I was in my 30s or 40s when that happened, and I wasn't a prepper back then, and the power went out, and you ate what you had, and if you had cold cereal, you would eat that with milk, or you would eat, if you had soup, you would eat it out of a can or something if you didn't have something to heat it. But I have stuff to prepare, so it's good to prepare. And like I keep on saying, would you help out if someone was, and also would you help your loved ones who don't prepare in the past, who say, oh, you're wasting your time, wasting your money, you must be sick or something, you Looney Tune, because you're prepping, and I just roll my eyes, ignore them, and some people might laugh, but You know, smart preppers are smart people because they prepare for what's the inevitable, and you don't know what's going to happen next door, and you don't know what's going to happen with the supermarkets, Walmart or the supermarket, CVS. Those only stock for up to 3 days, and once the stuff is gone, if there's a natural disasters, trucks and those four-wheel trucks won't be able to go anywhere if bridges are washed out or phone poles come come crashing down, or trees and limbs come down and they can't get through, you know, because because of all the storms, or if it's a snowstorm, you know, they won't be able to, and people will panic, and a lot of people panic buying. I even do this, and I am prepper. Sometimes when, you know, when I get out of work, I rush to the Dollar Tree, and I get some extra stuff. Luckily, I already am a prepper, so I don't tell people. I always say I always tell people it's a good idea to have extra batteries, flashlights, all that stuff, but I don't tell them. I always say I always prepare. You never know, but I don't tell people that I'm a prepper, because, you know, a lot of people look at you, or they say, "Oh, I'll come over to your house." Don't even bother. You're not welcome if you don't prepare. And if you did, you would have to bring some food and some stuff, and you would have to work. You can't be lazy. And if you're around me and my group or something, I don't let lazy people in my group. You'd have to go by the rules of our group. You know, a lot of people don't want to, but then don't come. You know, I lay it on the line. If you don't want to be in the group, and you have to be careful who you choose, because there could be a lot of crazy people who've been pissed off you in the past, or, you know. And like I said, family members, are you gonna, like I said before, are you going to let them in, people in your family that don't prep? That's a hard one. You would have to make the choice. I'm not letting, you know, everybody makes their own choice. I know what I would do. With my family, it depends who it is. Because if you're estranged from certain family members, would you prep for them? That's another subject. Would you prep for people you're estranged from, you know, that you don't talk to, you've had falling outs with? Would you prep for people who you've had falling outs for like if you have family members or relatives like aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, mothers, father, for numerous reasons, like if they're narcissistic people or they're just jerks, and they've had drug problems, alcoholism, they, you know, had gambling debts, or a bunch of different scenarios I'm just throwing out there. Would you be willing to prep them? Because, you know, they're going to be bringing the luggage. If you had issues with them before prepping, before shooting in the fam, are you going to want them in your group, or taking your food and water and batteries and first aid? Would you want that? Because, you know, they weren't here for you if you were strange and you didn't have contact. Would you feel obligated? Me? No. I personally would not feel obligated to family members if I had falling out with them. I would not share my stuff. People say that's blood. I have to look out for the people who I'm prepping for, whoever I choose to prep for. And like I said before, I have ADHD. So sometime I'll make a prepping video, but with people with disabilities. So I'm just thinking, there's some videos about this, nothing recently, on what are you going to do if people come to your door and they want your preps, or family members want your preps. Are you going to help out? So it's your decision. You decide what you're going to do, you know. Until my next video, take care, and hopefully this wasn't too long. And bye-bye wherever you are.